Ron Van Dam. He's dashing and debonair, suave and sophisticated, intelligent and erudite, and he wrote this. You are listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Thank you so much for that.
Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird if you like that sort of thing.
Yes, they will. Welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. I am the person to whom they refer to in the title of the program. Happy Labor Day. What? Oh, Easter, whatever. They're all the same. You don't work. That's all that really matters. Don't you think that on Labor Day you should be working? Doesn't that make sense? Well, this is the Friday weekend edition of the program, which means it spans 3 days. How do I span 3 days? Like this. It's spanning 3 days. Is it spanning or spanning? It's spanning, isn't it? Spanning? It doesn't really matter. I know my waistline is expanding, and I'm spanning the globe. Okay, I get it now. That's enough music. That'll do. That's enough. Yeah, I love playing music that you can't possibly dance to. It's like every wedding song to me. Ron, come on, let's get up on the dance floor. You don't understand. My feet don't want to do that. My feet are saying, don't do that. It's going to be embarrassing. See, I'm 6'3" tall. At least I was last time I checked. So I'm a beacon of schmuck. When I get on a dance floor, it's my head that everybody sees. And the expression on my face is not one of joy and glee. It's one of excruciating embarrassment and pain. So that's not what you want in a lighthouse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, yeah, we're in the midst of the Easter festivities here. It's the weekend of Easter. We start off with the Good Friday, and to be honest with you, from what I've heard about the reason for Good Friday, it wasn't that good. As a matter of fact, it sucked for certain people. So I don't know where this good comes. I got to tell you, the last time I read the Bible, well, I didn't actually. It was the Bible for Dummies, and it was a capsule summary, and somehow Romeo and Juliet were in it, so I don't think it was very good. Every time I sit down to read the Bible, I'm always distracted by a phone call or a text, so I can't get through it. I really can't, and there's so many people in it. So many characters. Come on, choose your character and go with it. I know there's a central character. I forget his name. Bob is. I can't remember. I can't. Anyway, it's a religious weekend. It's one where you apparently go to church. Mm-hmm. And as you know, there's a pandemia going on, so you have to be really careful. You see, holidays to me during the past year and a third, they've not been holidays, they've been super spreader events. I'm sorry, but it's true. Holidays are nothing but super spreader events. That's the way you have to look at it. And I'm telling you, if you're going to gather with people at Easter, you're taking your chances. The numbers are going up. Just be really careful. Some people are wearing double masks. I'm having double shots of cocktails, accordingly, in order to keep with the theme of double. Just be really careful, man. I mean, it really is almost over with the vaccines coming. A lot of people vaccinated already. Other people like on the doorstep. Some people like merely a month away. This is it's like running a marathon. When you get to the finish line, you don't stop like a half a mile before the finish line and say, I don't know, I don't care, I'm not going to finish. I'm just going to go home. You've been running this damn thing it's been a marathon thing. You've been running it very successfully. Now you see the finish line and your attitude is, I don't know. I'm not sure about it. Come on. You got a little bit further. Be even more careful. And then you can get a stupid T-shirt. Has there a company that's come out with a T-shirt where I beat the pandemic, I survived the pandemic? I guarantee you there's going to be a T-shirt company that's going to make bucks off of it, and every person that wears it is going to look like a schmuck. I'm telling you, this is going to happen. Anyway, being very serious, my word of warning is don't let your guard down. Make it even higher so that you can get to that finish line and then say, I did it. Okay, great. All right. Well, hi. We actually have a guest today with the American Egg Board. I know. I didn't either. Every year at the White House, they have an Easter festivity. The First Lady this year, Dr. Jill Biden, who I believe is a dentist. I'm not sure what doctor she is. She's going to be presented with the official Easter egg, which is apparently online. You can take a look at it if you're into egg gazing. We're going to speak to her today on the program and find out exactly what that ceremony is all about. Every time I think of presidents, I have to think of Trump and all the shit we went through. And I'm sure that the First Lady, the Lady Trump, the first Trumpette, was also presented with an egg, and I can't imagine what that looked like. I just can't. To this freaking day, I pinch myself wondering if those 4 years were a dream. And I'm convincing myself that it didn't really exist. It was a nightmare. It is. Anyway, this is a great holiday for kids, Easter. Still be careful. Keep your distance from the kids. A good 7 to 8 miles away is preferable. But the kids love this holiday. What you do is you fool with them is what you do. That's why That's why it's in April a lot. The April Fool's thing, because what you do is you take the eggs, you take plastic eggs, which is great for the environment, and you hide little toys in it or candy, and then you hide these eggs in your yard or somewhere in your house. And these little children go rummaging through your property in order to find these unrecyclable little plastic eggs. And when they find them, they open them up, they eat the candy, and they go home. And it's not really a big deal. My favorite holiday was losing a tooth. Is that a holiday, losing a tooth day? I hated it. That hurt so bad. To this day, I get the willies just thinking about those teeth hanging on by a string or whatever that thing is that connects your gum to your oh my God. But the tooth would come out. It would be such a feeling of accomplishment and relief. And then I'd put the tooth under my pillow. By the way, kids, get out of the room. I don't want you to hear this. I would put the tooth under the pillow, and then I would wake up in the morning, and under my pillow would be a quarter, an actual coin. And I remember getting up out of bed and walking into my father's bedroom and slamming the door open and saying, "What the hell's with this? What, I'm not worth $1? The hell is the quarter thing?" I think my father knew at that point that I was on to the fact that there wasn't a tooth fairy, that there aren't little things floating in the air with quarters in their bras. Fairies, by the way, always female. I don't know why. Don't get down on me for this. This is what was presented to me as a child. They had those little coin dispensers on their belt, and they would dispense quarters to kids that lost their teeth. It was a Santa Claus thing. You know, they can go in any house, get into any room. They can go through your underwear drawer. They're all over the place, these tooth fairies and these Santa Clauses and these elves. Very, very unpredictable in their methods and movements. Yeah. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the tooth fairy, but there is also an Easter bunny, which is some overweight, jobless person in a costume in which they cannot breathe. And they go hippity hopping, which, by the way, if your gigantic rabbit in the costume doesn't hippity hop, it's not a real Easter bunny, I gotta tell you. And then there's these Easter baskets filled with, I'm not sure, I think they're chocolate. Did you know that bunnies are chocolate? They're made of chocolate. Did you know that? Real bunnies are actually made of chocolate. Yeah, on Easter, that's what I learned. But Easter's a beautiful holiday because the flowers are blooming. I got to tell you something. I'm looking outside. I don't see no flowers. I don't see any flowers is the correct phrase. So I'm not getting that part. I did go out of my way to my lovely lady. I call her like a damsel in distress. She bought Easter lilies, you see, and they are on the counter in my kitchen, and I'm not sure why. I don't understand the flower thing. I'm sorry if you're a florist. I don't understand the flower thing. Flowers grow out of the ground. They're very, very pretty in nature. And what we do to appreciate them is we snip them, put them in a glass container, and put them in our house. And that's what we do. That's what we do. The other thing I don't understand is at funerals, what you do is you donate or send over a large display of flowers. And then the grieving person has to take the flowers home, and the next day all the flowers die. It's just like it's like another death. It's just I don't get that part of it. The flowers are very pretty, but they do die a couple of days later. Do I have to go through that again? Not understanding the flower thing. I'm really not. I used to be a wedding videographer for a period of time. A very lucrative field, by the way. No longer, because everybody has a video in their little phone, so that kind of killed most of that industry. But very lucrative at the time. And I used to go to weddings, and the amount of money that these wedding couples or wedding couple parents would spend for the florist, for the wedding flowers, was just astronomically ridiculous. I can understand spending money on a ring. Actually, I can't. But I can in the sense that you wear that ring every day of your life. You best wear it till it goes down the drain of your sink. But until then, you wear it every day. So you're getting something out of it. You know, you feel it on your finger. There's use and wear involved. Flowers, I'm not getting it, man. I'm not spending incredible amounts of money for something that dies a few days later. It's like going to a very expensive steak restaurant. They have these steak restaurants where you order a steak, it's $75. And that's not for two, that's just for one person. The steak has been aged. It's from 1492. Columbus made the steak. It's an aged steak, which I don't understand, because when I go to the supermarket and I buy a steak and it goes past its sell-by date, the thing turns like brown and I can't eat it. But somehow steaks are aged and they're perfectly like adorable. I don't get that part. I'm missing something somewhere as far as that's concerned. But you have the steak dinner, right? $75 for the steak. And I'm thinking, I'm not taking a shit for 7 months because that steak is staying with me. I invested in this steak. It's become an investment, and it's staying in my body as long as it possibly can. Give me a lot of cheese. I'm not going to the bathroom forever. $75 to put something in my mouth and swallow it. How good is the steak? It's incredible. Guess what? I've had steaks for $10 that were just as good. From the supermarket, put it on the grill. Your experience isn't that bad, believe me. And if you need to get an orgasm from a steak, perhaps you're looking for the wrong pleasure. The funny thing about the $75 steak restaurants, this is where all the wait staff dresses like they're like royalty coming out of Buckingham Palace. You know, their shirts are perfectly starched. They're wearing tuxedos. They're looking better than you do, is the point. Should a servant ever look better than you do? No. Well, that's because you wear your pajama pants everywhere. What do you expect? But here's a funny thing about the expensive steak restaurants, ladies and gentlemen, is my point. Everything's a la carte. In other words, everything you pay for separately. I'll have the $75 Delmonico sirloin filet, please. Okay, sir. Would you like potatoes with that? Yes, I would like one of your deluxe baked potatoes. That's $25. What? What does the steak come with? A fork and a knife? I don't understand. Ooh, all right. Well, do I have to pay for this? Yes. Well, what if I want some spinach? Now you pay. Everything's a la carte. You pay for everything. What if I have to go to the bathroom? $15. $15 to go to the bathroom? That's all a la carte. This is crazy. And if you don't tip these people, they get very pissed and they'll flatten your tires. They know where you've parked. It's very intimidating. Believe me. Oh, man, huh? All right, we're running out of time here. We need to go to the White House. Well, no, not to me, to the White House, but to the Egg Board, who is going to bring us to the White House. Let's speak to them now.
Good morning.
Emily Metz is here. She's president and CEO of American Egg Board. Thanks for being with us today.
Well, thank you, Ron, and happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you. It's the egg holiday, I always call it, because
it is.
we somehow turn Easter into an egg thing. So, nonetheless,
well, not somehow. Yeah, we it's our Super Bowl. Eggs are center of the table here at Easter, and we're very excited about it.
Absolutely. This is on behalf of the America's Egg Farmers, which is, I assume, a considerable number of people here.
It is, for sure. We're proud to represent America's egg farmers. Last year, I bet you didn't know that we produced almost 286 eggs per person, about 97 billion with a B eggs. So all of our farmers that work hard every day to do that, that's who we represent, and we're working to build demand for eggs every day.
Excellent. Now, surrounding that, there's always an event that takes place at the White House. Fortunately, this year we have good people there, and we're going to celebrate again, I understand.
We are. For more than 40 years, America's Egg Farmers have been working with artists that are actually part of the International Egg Artists Guild, if you can believe it or not, to create a one-of-a-kind egg every year to present to the First Lady. So this year we're pleased to present the 44th First Lady's commemorative Easter egg to Dr. Jill Biden.
Isn't that wonderful? And
we're really excited.
Yeah, just describe the egg to me. Not so every egg, that particular one.
Sure thing. Well, it's a very simple, classic egg this year. It's the White House that is in 2D on the surface of the egg. I don't know how the artist does it, but he has created a beautiful White House image, and then the cherry blossoms, which are in bloom here in D.C. And I think it's an important message that he was going for, really one of hope and rebirth and springtime. As our nation recovers from this pandemic, I think those attributes and those values are more important than ever. Yes,
as a matter of fact, the egg farmers are also representing a certain drive that has taken place during the COVID thing. Tell us about that.
So last year we donated more than 46 million eggs to food banks. Eggs are one of the most sought after proteins and food items at food banks just because they're so versatile, they're so nutritious, they really pack a punch. And there's not enough that get donated. And our farmers recognize that this year especially there's more people than ever that are struggling with food insecurity. Mm-hmm. And so they've pledged collectively to double the donation from last year. So more than 90 million eggs they're pledging to donate to their local communities and food banks this year in recognition of the struggle and the recovery process that our nation is going through.
Wow. Yeah, that's something. When a lot of the egg farmers are actually struggling, they're actually giving in order to help out. Yeah. Let's talk about eggs for just a second, because whenever I do an egg interview, I always bring up the fact that I was brought up on eggs, so to speak. But then I was told that the cholesterol in eggs, don't eat them, stay away from them. And then there was like a total 180, and it was like eggs, highest protein going. I mean, is that true?
It is. You can't get a better protein-packed, nutrient-packed food than the incredible egg. And American Heart Association actually recommends an egg a day as a protein of choice. Mm-hmm. And the U.S. Dietary Guidelines actually just recommended eggs for all age categories. Yeah. Interestingly, this was the first year that they recommended eggs as a first food for infants 6 months of age and older, in large part because of the choline in eggs. And eggs are a great source of choline, which is perfect for brain development. So all the moms out there, you want to make sure you're feeding your babies eggs as their first food because it's going to keep their noggin growing strong. Yeah.
And it's easy for them to digest in the whole bit because it's a soft product. Also, I've had many egg interviews over the years, Emily, and it turned me on to having eggs for dinner. And I'll tell you, everything goes inside an omelet that you can possibly imagine. And having an omelet for dinner or some eggs Benedict is like it's a blast, man. It's just a lot of people don't understand that and don't do that.
It is. It's 90% of Americans have eggs in their refrigerator right now, and you can use those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I think your suggestion of an omelet for dinner, clean out that fridge, throw all your veggies, all your other meat products in there, and have eggs as the base. It's going to be a great dinner for you and full of nutrients as well.
There you go. Emily's also a chef, I guess. Say you are, whether you are or not. Okay.
I guess amateur in training.
Okay, I doubt that. Now, is there some place on the wonderful web of sites that we can see what this egg looks like that's going to be presented to the First Lady?
There is. If you go to incredibleegg.org, you can see our eggs there, and also you can find out how you can help to fight hunger in your local communities as well, which we'd love for people to do as part of celebrating this springtime holiday.
Wonderful. Hey, it's a pleasure speaking to you. Happy Egg Day to you. And
thank you.
Thank you so much for your time today. That's incredibleegg.org. Is that right?
That's right. Yep. Happy Egg Day to everybody. Happy Easter, and make sure to eat your eggs.
Take care, Emily. Thank you. Well, there you go. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. But that's not our only guest today. We have another guest joining us momentarily. But before we... By the way, did I say Happy Easter? I think I did for the past 20 minutes. I'm quite certain that I did. All right, kids. We're going to take a short commercial break. Why can't I talk today? Why am I asking you? God, I should get another job.
Do you throw boring parties? Do your guests stand about with tepid drinks in their hands, vapidly striving for anything interesting to say to anyone? Do they glance at their watches around 9 p.m. and say, "Oh, look at the time"? Your parties need something, and you know it. Your parties need me. Thompson St. Thomas, Fancy Bastard. For a gentlemanly, prearranged fee, I will arrive fashionably late to your party, bringing with me that dash of irresistible British charm and a soupçon of the joie de vivre of the French. Soon I'll have your guests regaled with stories of my vacation villa in Saint-Tropez, my zany youthful adventures in boys' school, and that one time I met the prince. Quite a story. For an extra fee, I could be the cheeky one, telling blue jokes and winking roguishly at all the girls. Got a piano? I've got a repertoire, because what English gent can't just sit down at the Ivories and knock out everything from a raucous pub tune to a bit of Gershwin? I know I can, because I'm Thompson St. Thomas, fancy bastard, and I'll see you at your next party. What time shall I arrive?
Craig J. Lewis joins us now. He's founder and CEO of GigWage, gig economy and personal finance expert. Thanks for being with us today, Craig.
Thanks for having me on, Ron. It's my pleasure.
Well, we've been going through this crazy thing for the past year, a little bit over a year, and I know that it's hit some families really hard financially, and you know that as much as anybody. Yeah,
man, it's been crazy. You're talking about, 7 million people that were already in tough financial situations, non-bank, underbanked. 33% of those families, experienced some type of significant impact to their income or job loss because of COVID-19 and because of the pandemic. So it's been a really, really tough go over for a lot of families over the last year. But we're happy to be coming out with some things that we think can be helpful.
Yeah. Now, you're a founder of a company that addresses this situation. Was the company formed because of this, or does it go back a ways?
Yeah, it goes back a ways, right? We saw an opportunity for people to find alternative ways to work and earn money. Mm-hmm. It's kind of been umbrellaed under the gig economy. And so we wanted to help companies better prepare for this new way of working. And so that's been underway for a few years now when we started the company to help companies pay, manage, and support independent contractors. And then more recently, because of COVID and just also because of a massive need that was there, we partnered with GoToBank to help hundreds of millions of Americans get access to the money they deserve, stretch their paychecks, make every dollar count. And we're just super excited about the technology and stuff that we built and that we were prepared for these moments.
Yeah. There's an interesting data fact here that you quote. 48.9% of households in this country don't have bank accounts. Is that true?
It's crazy, right? I mean, you're talking about something that a lot of people look at and they say, you've got to be kidding me, right? But there are literally people that are what we call unbanked or non-banked. Uh-huh. They don't have access to a basic, banking account, checking account, savings account, et cetera. You've got an even larger portion of it that are underbanked. Maybe they do have a bank account, but it's not sufficient enough for their financial needs. And so then they end up using, money orders and, check cashing places and payday loans. And these things can get predatory and expensive. And so, my partnership with GoToBank is being perfectly positioned to help people, like I said, really stretch their paychecks, really make that dollar count, have access to good technology so they can have some safe, normal banking, right, which is what people deserve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's a difficult part as far as I can see it. There were a lot of breaks that many families received during this past year, both in relief checks, but not having to pay the full rent. You can't be evicted, that kind of thing. Food banks popping up everywhere to help people out, more food banks. And you can imagine still it was difficult for people, but food banks all over the place, Feeding America, etc. When this is all over, I'm afraid that everything's going to go back to normal prices, and yet people still won't have jobs.
Yeah. And that's where I think the gig economy can play an important role, right? Whether people are underemployed, not employed, the gig economy is here to stay and it's growing. And so you're able to push a button and get work. And so we've seen a lot of that really be highlighted during COVID-19. with the essential workers, a lot of the delivery opportunities. So I think there's going to be more and more access to work opportunities.
Yeah.
And then when you get that extra work and make that extra money, or that core work that you need, digital banking products so that you can get direct deposit, start to try to build savings accounts and build your credit up, and just really have the financial kind of foundation that everybody deserves. And so I think COVID has exposed some real inequalities in how the economy works, but I think it's also presented some phenomenal opportunities. And like I said, what we're doing at Gig Wage and with this partnership with GO2bank are going to be really foundational in helping people get on those positive financial journeys, even post the pandemic.
Good. All right. So what does one do? Let's say I'm interested. I'm hearing things that might be helpful to me. Where do I go? What do I do?
Yeah. So, the first place I say to go, right, especially if you're unbanked or underbanked, you need a better financial outcome. You go to bank.com, and that's GO2BANK, go2bank.com for easy access to modern banking for the everyday American. If you're looking for additional work, the gig economy is a great place to find work. And, Gig Wage is hopefully one of the leaders in the gig economy, would love to be helpful. And that's gigwage.com.
That's pretty cool. All right. I think you're going to be getting some contacts here.
I look forward to helping people.
Yeah, no question about it. He's Craig J. Lewis. One more time. That's number 2 bank.com. I assume you don't have to sign up necessarily. If you have questions, you can ask them there. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Craig, thanks for the information today. We appreciate that. You have been wonderful today. I'm going to be back again on Monday with a brand new show. I will. I swear it. So please join me then. Have a wonderful holiday. And until next time, I wish you peace. Stay careful. Stay careful.